Right, well, I'm at the top of Trivan, currently being eaten alive by little biting insects. I'm just going to do a quick review of my ultra light Bivy setup. Now this weighs from as little as 2.3 kilograms, which is quite low. Now that would be the absolute bare bones version of it. Realistically, probably looking at 2.7 kilograms. The 2.3 system would be okay for the height of summer where there's no wind at all. The 2.7 version uses 2 quilts, which cuts out most of the drafts and things like that. So even though I've been wild camping for 12 years, I've never actually bivvied before. And the reason for that is because they are absolutely terrible for condensation. And because I use down quilts, I wouldn't really want to risk kind of waking up absolutely drenched with all my down ruined. So what I've decided to go for is the Big Agnes 3-wire mesh bivvy. Now the bivvy only weighs about 380 grams, so it's really light and it packs dead small. So basically I'm pretty sure that because it's mesh, I'm going to feel the wind chill all night. So what I think is almost definitely likely to happen is over the course of the evening, the wind is just going to eventually permeate the sleeping quilt and you're going to get little drafts going underneath, and it's eventually just going to get rid of all of the heat that I'm building up. So what I've decided to do is go for a 2 quilt system, which is similar to like what I do in the winter. So I've got a -6 down bag, which is the main one that I'm going to be in, and then I've got a +10 synthetic one, which is going to wrap around my mat, which I'm hoping is going to cut out all of the drafts that are going to get through the mesh and kind of make their way underneath the quilt. It also means as well that there's going to be 4 layers of material plus 2 layers of insulation for the wind to get through. So I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be able to make its way through and kind of get rid of the heat that I've built up. I really am being eaten alive here. Come on, flee, you bastards, flee. So this is the setup, and it is a 22 litre Black Diamond distance backpack. The 2.3, 2.7 weight is base weight, so it doesn't include the water or the food, but it includes absolutely everything else. The truth is, that's just a bit of a project. The chances are I'm always going to bring little extra bits and bobs, but that would be the official base weight of my bivvy setup, which I think is quite respectable. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of these bottles of water, just so that they're not in the way. Oh my god, they really are eating me alive, it's awful. So now I've got rid of the water. In one of the zip pockets I have got the Petzl Bindi. So this will be the head torch I'm using, and this only weighs 35 grams, so it's really lightweight and packs down into nothing. So because the bivvy is mesh, it's therefore a fair weather camp system. So I don't really need a powerful head torch because it's going to be light for most of the time that I'm going to be using this system. Oh, crikey, I am being gnawed at, something rotten. Oh. So in the back here, I've got a dehydrated meal. This is Scotch bonnet lamb curry. Obviously this isn't included in the base weight, so I'll just pop that out of the way, and that's all that's in there. So even though this is really an overnight system, I could at a push do a few days really, because this does expand quite well, so I could easily put a few days worth of food in there. So this is the bivvy, and as you can see, it packs down really small. Quite a bit of air in there, but I can really punch that down. So that's the bivvy. With it being mesh, it packs down smaller than if it was like event or whatever. This is the cook system. This is pretty bare bones. It's just got the DCF little pouch. It's got the BRS 300 stove, which is ridiculously light and ridiculously small. I'm not a massive fan of these. I think they take way too long to boil and they're a little bit of a faff, but they do weigh piss all and they are tiny. So as part of this little project, it makes sense to use the BRS. And then inside there we've got the gas canister. Oh my god. Oh god! I really am being gnawed at, something rotten here. Okay, just pop that there. So this is the Enlightened Equipment hood. This weighs just 61 grams, and this is just going to keep the draft off my neck. So I'll just show you this now. So it's got 3 poppers going down, so when you put these in place, there we go. It does keep all of the drafts off your neck. This is really warm and really good, but the only thing is you can really hear the material, so it's like kind of crinkle all night. So I actually don't really use this very often, but for the bivvy system it is going to work a treat for keeping that draft off your head. I'll just pop that on that side there. Okay, so this is the top quilt. As I said before, this is the +10 quilt, and it is Apex synthetic, and all I've done is on the bottom, the pull cord which is used to create the toe box, I've just threaded this through, so it just creates this nice little system that cinches around your mat. So basically I'm just going to slide the mat in there, and this is going to help just bring it all around. As well as that, I've got a strap at the groin area and then a strap at the chest area, so this is going to go all the way across the mat. So I'm just going to pop this out the way now. So that wouldn't be included in the 2.3 summer version. I've got the X-Ped pillow. This only weighs 50 grams. A nice little tertiary colour. So just to add as well is the top quilt and the pillow are a kind of tertiary colour, a muddy brown. So it helps keep everything inconspicuous and a little bit camo. So that's the pillow there. And then I've got the Nemo Tensor Trail. And this is 488 grams. So this has got an R value of 2.8, which should be fine for the whole of summer, the tail end of spring and the beginning of autumn. So. And then lastly, we've got the -6 down quilt. And this will have the toe box set up on it, and it'll just have the one strap that goes right around the mat. As you probably would have seen in my other videos, I don't use a strap for this one. If I ever get a bit too cold, I'll just clip it on itself and then wrap it around me to create like a sleeping bag type effect. But you still have the central part going down there, so you're not wasting down by compressing it. So it all helps save weight and bulk. The quilt only weighs 568 grams, so it's really quite lightweight. I forgot to mention the top quilt weighs 390-ish grams, which is fairly heavy to be honest, but I think the benefit of the extra insulation and the draft exclusion is worth the weight. And the bag, which I said before, is the 22 litre Black Diamond. It's 426 grams, so really quite lightweight. And then lastly, we've got the poles for the bivy. I'll just throw that over there. So I'm going to set the bivy up now, and I am actually going to be using it for the very first time ever. So I'm not one to do things by halves. I'm going to be summit camping on the top of Trevan to pop my bivy cherry, as it were. Right, I'll just pop this out of the way. Okay, and get these. Just put these here. There's not really any flat areas around here. This is the flattest thing I could find. It is on a bit of an angle, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting my backpack on to try and level out a little bit. It's not ideal, but it's going to be quite an interesting wild camp. I'm not too sure that many people are going to have summit camped on Trevan because you're never getting a tent up here. Hi there. So I'll just set the bivy up now. So this is a hooped bivy and it uses the one pole. Get away. I'm hoping this is going to fit on this rock. Looks like it should do. Yep. Just about. So you just thread the pole through a little sleeve which runs through the top, and then it goes into two little cups either side. I'll just do that now. That's quite tight. Oh, come on. There you go. Okay. The midges are really starting to kick off now. Okay, so there are 3 pegs so that you can peg this out at the end there, which keeps it in place. But what I found is once you've put the mat inside, that actually keeps the shape really well. So I'm just gonna put this down. I'm just gonna get the mat now. So, a little tiny bit fiddly with these, to be honest, especially when you're perched on a rock. So, just pop this inside. So the weights for this setup don't include the pump, because you can obviously blow this up with your mouth, but I'm just going to use the pump because I'm a big fat cheat. So while that's just bumping up, I'll blow this up. So I found that this works so much better when it's hardly inflated. Ugh. There you go. So as you can see now, once the mat's inside and inflated, it actually starts putting some structure into the bivy. And when you zip this up, it actually keeps everything in shape perfectly, so you actually don't need to peg it out, which is brilliant. Just undo this again. Okay. Just gonna get this out now. So we'll just puff up the down quilt to get some nice loft going, and then we're going to use this strap to attach it to the mat. So there we go. Okay, and conveniently this strap actually lines up with the Tensor Trail logo, so I'm going to bring it right across to there and to there, bring it into the middle, and that's exactly where it needs to be. So as you can see, this is all very yellow and bright, which is not ideal for a stealthy bivy setup. So I've got a very kind of dull green tertiary colour for my top quilt, which is going to make this really blend into the environment a bit better. Okay. So, as I've shown you before, we've got the various straps and the cord going round. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this over the mat and the quilt, and you'll see what happens. It's going to create a nice little cocoon. Okay, so pull this over now, and that should all be good. So as you can see, if I tilt this round now, I'm going to bring this over. So to be honest, that's actually a little bit more awkward than it would normally be, because I'm trying to do it for the camera. But as you can see, you just slip that over and it's all good. And just get this, just slide this inside the bivy now. And then last but not least, we're going to pop this pillow on the mat. What I'm going to do, hopefully this will help level it out a little bit. I'll pop my bag there, that should make it a little tiny bit level. Oh, there you go. This is the bivvy all set up. Altogether, this setup's going to weigh 2.7 kilograms, and as you can see, you can fit it pretty much anywhere. So there you go, nice and quick review. So I'm hoping that this is going to start opening up some new campsite opportunities for me, such as the top of Trivan, as I am now. Well, thanks for watching, and if you've got any comments, let me know below, and I'll see you next time.